Hello, welcome to another video. Again, special guest of Josh F. Taylor, Woodworking, all the way from Australia. So while he was over, he decided to come up and see me so we could do some filming because we're going on this little journey together. So I thought it'd be lovely that we did a woodworking project together. So how do you fancy making a mallet today?
Yeah, why not? Let's give it a go.
So, mallet. This is just a cheap, nasty looking mallet.
Yeah.
So I thought what we'd do is, got some walnut,
Right.
some ash,
Yeah.
and I thought for a little bit of contrast, I've got this lovely piece of purple heart that we cut a spline in as well.
Yeah, that's lovely stuff.
Okay, so this is going to be how we are going to make the mallet. So we'll do the shape of the mallet. Now this angle we cut on the mitre saw at an angle of 3 degrees. Then in the middle we'll have the piece of walnut handle running through. We then need to cut more bits of walnut, the same thickness of the handle, to go in the middle. Again, this will be cut at a 3% angle here, and this will be a 1 degree angle. So when we put the purple heart wedge into it, this will then splay the handle out, locking it all into place. One of the main reasons Josh is actually here today is we are launching a podcast channel called Wood and Work. This should be out in a couple of weeks, probably about the same sort of time as this video goes out live. I shall leave links to that down below also. So what I thought to do to commemorate the building of this mallet and also the launch of our channel is I've CNC'd in the Wood and Work logo that we decided on.
Yeah, amazing.
And I thought we could have that on one side of the mallet just to make it a little bit more special. This is how I did the logo. So now we have it, all the pieces are now cut and we're ready to glue up. I just put a nice little detail on the end of mine. And then we're going to get this glued up now, and then we'll let that dry, and then we'll come back and do some more routing and sanding and some final finish on it. Okay, so again, I'm just going to use Type 1-2, glue it up, clamp it up, and then let it sit for about an hour and a half in the clamps. So again, always be generous with the glue. There's no point not being, because it just causes problems down the line. Get some glue on all the surfaces.
And do you always use Type 1-2?
Apart from when I'm doing certain pieces where I use Type 1-3.
Yeah.
Because Type 1-3 is in fact the waterproof. It's waterproof, whereas Type 1-2 isn't.
Well, why don't you use one?
One is the original, and it's not as strong, I believe. There are different properties for each one, but. And to be honest, I can't entirely remember the exact differences. So we're just going to turn this on its edge actually, with it being a flat edge. I'm just going to line it up and get some clamps on it. Do you want to just reach up and get some more clamps there?
Yeah.
And of course, with any luck, this should be a lot less stressful with there being 2 people on the glue up rather than the one. Although you don't know, because it could be a bit of a comedy factor as well. Just 2 more, please.
2 more?
Yes, please. So what I'll do now is I'm going to use a toothbrush and get a small pot of water, and I'm just going to drag out the excess glue from the inside, because it's better to do it now rather than when it's dry after. And we'll wipe over the exterior with a damp cloth again, take any of the wet glue off. So we're going to leave this for about an hour and a half now, and then we'll come back to that in a little bit. So unfortunately, we ran out of time while Josh was here to actually finish off the build. So I'll have to finish this last bit on my own. But if you do go and check out our Instagram pages, which I will leave a link down below, you'll be able to see pictures of both the finished mallets on there shortly. So I've gone ahead and sanded this all to P180 because the most amount of sanding you can get done and prep work you can get done before the final glue up makes life a lot easier for you overall. So I've also cut this little wedge of Purple Heart. It's the first time I've ever used Purple Heart and it is so hard, it's unreal. So what we're going to do is we're going to put plenty of glue on, put some glue in, get the wedge in place, and then we'll let it dry for another hour or so, and then we'll come back to do the final finish of the product. Okay? So in fact, as I was putting the Purple Heart spline into the actual mallet, it split the mallet handle. There was a knot further down. I thought I was going to get away with it, I didn't. So I very quickly just made another handle off camera because there's no point showing how I did that again. So now we're just going to trim off this spline. I'm going to give it a final sand and then we're going to prep it ready for putting the Rubio monocoat on. Again, I'll leave a link on the full how to prep the Rubio monocoat in the description down below. I think this is going to look superb when it's done. I'd also put a little bit of blue tape on just underneath the bottom here because the less squeeze out and stuff you get, the less cleaning up you have to do. And it just saves you that little bit of time because I don't have to get right into these corners anymore. Again, when you're sanding, always use hearing protection. So just some of the Rubio monocoat wood prep. Just going to clean it up, let it dry. Deal it by hand, and then we'll get some finish onto it. With it being multi-species of wood, there's the three types. We have the ash, the walnut and the Purple Heart. I've gone with the pure, just because it's a good all-rounder. Now this has been mixed up 3 to 1 as per normal. And as usual, I'm just going to use the beige scrubby pad to apply it to the piece. So this entire piece probably use about 12mm in total. I did mix up way too much because I've got another piece I need to do also today. So now we just need to wipe off all the excess. So there it is, now finished. I think it looks really good. That is actually the first mallet I've also ever made in the 23 years of being a joiner. So again, I will leave a link to the Wood and Work podcast once that goes live down in the description down below. Thanks all very much for watching. See you again.